What is up, Broncos country? I am your host, Dak. Thank you for joining us on another Monday night. It's Victory Monday, and the Broncos are going to the chip. We going to the chip. What? We going to the chip. What? Let's freaking go, baby. We got a fun episode for you guys today. We have a special guest today with the crew. We'll get into that. We'll introduce them. We're going to be talking about the divisional football matchups this weekend that happened. Broncos Bills matchup. We're gonna have some fire for that one. The confidence level in Jarrett Stidham, the reactions to Sean McDermott getting the boot, and could Davis Webb be a potential candidate? Hey, that sounds like a damn good show on a Monday night, ladies and gentlemen. But first, I gotta ask you, do you even Broncos, bro?
Touchdowns and tackles, our spirits are high. From the mile-high cheers, we reach for the sky. Analyze instead, every week we grind. Passions in our hearts, leave no fan behind. The heart of the game, let's make it clear. Do you even Broncos, bro? You know we here. Do you even Broncos, bro, when we hit that field? Orange and blue pride, it's our strength and our shield. Every win, every loss, we deal with the flow. Broncos bros on the mic, let the whole world know.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Go, bro.
Welcome back to the best part of your Monday, Victory Monday on the Broncos Bros. We got ourselves a special show tonight, always.
And a special guest to go with the special show, right?
Coming on,
Today's show is Mission Impossible, ladies and gentlemen. We came up with a banger of a title, let me tell you. And we're going to get into why we think it is Mission Impossible. But, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time watching us, or if you're watching this on X, swap on over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Like, share, and subscribe, like my brother George likes to say like 20 times a damn show, but you get the point. Hit that notification
right up here, down there, all over. Spotify too. It's not on here, but we on Spotify. If you just want to listen.
Yeah, we out here. And after you do that, check out our amazing shows that we got throughout the week. Mondays through Sunday, Sunday through Monday, whatever you want to say. Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m. Orange and Blue Blitz with our boy Isaiah. And then Mondays at 7, Broncos Bros. You already know how we do, ladies and gentlemen. Do you So we got Mondays at 7. And then Tuesdays, Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue with Jay, Johnny, and Broncos Grunt at 7:30. And then we got the Wednesday doubleheader with Doc and JT with Mile High Symposium. Talking all things Mile High Sports, Wednesdays at 2:30 for sure. And then they top it off on Wednesdays with our boys Bronco Libre and Adhan Broncos Talk, Wednesdays at 6. And all these times are Mountain Time. And then Thursdays, we got the Mile High Oukast, Thursdays at 7. Fridays, we got Viva Los Broncos. Check it out. And then we got the Fresh Squeeze, any kind of breaking news. And then Mondays before the game, pre-game, we got your Get Bucked show. Then we got the Bucking Booth play-by-play. And then after every game day, the post-game Buck Your Feelings show, ladies and gentlemen. So you don't want to miss any of those shows. Please tap in, tune in, show us some love. We really appreciate it. We're trying to work our way up, just like the Denver Broncos, and try to get a dub. And while you get a dub, check out W. This badass sponsor it's an energy blend without the jitters, no sugar, no calories, no maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial colors. Check it out. Check out the link down in the bio down below. All flavors that you can potentially think of, check them out. And when you do, use our code OBN10 for 10% off on your order at checkout. Gotta love it. And let's rock and roll. Housekeeping's out the way. Broncos victory is here. We are here. But let's welcome our guest so he could be here for the fun. Hit that drum roll. We got my boy. You know him, you love him. You might watch him on the Crew Talk Sports. And his name is Dante. Let's give him a welcome. Let's welcome him on here.
Where's freaking drum roll?
No drum roll. Let's go. What is up?
What is up, boys?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for having me, Dak, George. Pleasure to be here. Victory Monday with the Bronco Bros. How else would you want to spend it?
Hell yeah.
100%, man. Welcome. We appreciate you being here. It's a pleasure, and we can't wait to talk some ball with you and get into all this craziness that we're going through as fans.
Yes.
Oh, it's craziness. Roller coaster ride or what have you. You guys are doing it right over at Crew Talk Sports. I really like what you guys are doing over there. You guys put out great content. Please, ladies and gentlemen, go give them a follow on Twitter. Go follow them on YouTube, all socials.
Check out Crew Talk Sports.
Over there.
They put out a good show.
Doing it.
Good dudes, good people. So excited to have you on, man. Let's have a good show. And
But before we get into some of these fun topics, we usually like to ask our guests, the question about Broncos. What is your favorite moment of being a Broncos fan?
All time.
All time, baby.
All time.
All time.
Tell you what, my first memories of being a Bronco fan were going to games in the Tebow days, Tebow time. I think that's kind of what started it all for me. I was my first time being able to 10 games and just caught that, that mile high magic. And when that's your introduction to Broncos football, Tebow time, I mean, and I actually said it leaving the stadium this weekend that the last time I heard people coming down the stairwells chanting and stuff, obviously the Manning days were great, but there's some that magic is a little bit different. People believe we're a little bit of underdogs. It kind of took me back to those Tebow time days. So yeah, I got to go with that. It was great days, and I feel like we're kind of creeping up on them again.
Damn, I love that, dude.
that's awesome.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, those Tebow days, it really had me holding my breath at times, especially in the fourth quarter, kind of like how we have right now, kind of like we were this weekend. But no, that's pretty cool. Yeah, dude. So Monday's matchup was this weekend's matchups were fun. We're gonna get into it. And we want your input as to what you think about these matchups, how the playoffs went. I'm gonna add it to the screen here real quick. Hopefully you guys can see that pretty good. So Montoya and I ran through a bevy of we kind of did our own bracket kind of thing. And it looks like we missed one game, and that was the Packers and the Bears, right? We did pretty damn good.
Yes.
Pretty good. I don't know what your predictions were, but this weekend's matchups, how did you feel? Dante, talk to us. Walk us through those 4 games.
Yeah, honestly, the game I was most excited about was that Seahawks 49ers game. I'm a big, I like the Shanahans. So I like McCaffrey. I was kind of rooting for the 49ers, but I kind of expected the Seahawks to win. Did not see that butt kicking coming by the Seahawks there. I mean, I thought the 49ers injuries had caught up to them, but I thought they could get it a little closer than that. Seattle seems dangerous right now. That's a team that scares me a little bit right there. They looked good.
Yeah, they did. They did look like a juggernaut in that matchup for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely unexpected. Like you said, I had presumed them to win with the injuries to the Niners. No Kittle, you're hurting pretty bad. For them to just win that first game was great. Beat the Eagles, but to get blown out like that was crazy. I mean, it was all phases, right? In all phases, they were just overmatched. It seemed so. I'll give some props to the Seahawks, and I can't say I trust Sam Darnold, but he's seems to be doing a pretty decent job.
Yes, definitely. I actually,
goddamn,
Seahawks.
I guess I'm really
my sleeper team this year, so I thought they would be good. No, I didn't know if they'd be this good necessarily. So they're even surpassing what I thought, but that defense and Kenneth Walker, he was good. He had a good game this weekend.
And I
And
want
we
to
lost
say,
Charbonnet.
yeah, I was about to say, take the words
Mhm.
right up my mouth. They lost Charbonnet. That's a big hit to that running back room. But Kenneth Walker will be able to sustain production, I would imagine, for that matchup, for this next game upcoming. But the Bears and the Rams, dude, like that game was a good one, right? Like, damn, that was.
It ended up being good. It was fairly slow. I felt like a lot of defensive game, right? I wasn't not enjoying it, playoff football, but it was more of a slower game. You know, it was 10-10 for a while. Not a
Yeah,
lot was happening. And then at the end, it just got exciting.
it did. They probably scored the most points the last few minutes of the damn game in an overtime than they did the whole damn game, right? If we're being honest. Shout out to Caleb Williams. They just the 3 turnovers that he had and just not being able.
What do you think about that game, Dante? How did that game unfold for you? Did you watch it?
I did. I think the elements helped the Bears a lot. Stafford's
Mhm.
definitely not the same when he's not in the dome. You could tell the weather was playing a little of a part, but the Bears are very similar to the Broncos. Just the fact is they've had so many comeback wins this year. So young quarterback, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, same draft class. That was a fun game to watch. I thought the Rams would maybe look a little bit better. They got a tough game coming up against the Seahawks, like we were just talking about. So I'd be nervous if I was a Rams fan, but the Bears, they looked good. They're gonna keep getting better too. The Bears are on the come up. They've had a nice season.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Ben Johnson for sure.
Yeah.
I would
Patriots-
agree as well.
What about
You
the
know,
Patriots?
yeah.
Texans?
Hold on.
What we got?
The Bears, they have a lot going for them, and I just kind of wanted to say, like, do you guys blame Caleb? Like, is this his destiny? He threw that game losing interception, right? I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at the play a lot or see any of the replay, what they were trying to do, but when I watched it, I guess I'll tell you, I think DJ Moore kind of sold. Their best receiver sold this whole route. He's if you watch the overhead shot, they're running an over concept, and there's 15 yards of space right behind the linebackers, and Moore runs it more as like towards the pylon type of run, and makes it a harder throw. And Caleb's got to get rid of the ball, obviously. So I wanted to shout out Caleb Williams a little bit because, man, I feel like I've been pretty down on him for his first couple seasons, and a lot of people have, and there's been, the talks of him not being such a great quarterback. But, dude, he made some great plays against that defense, getting out of the pocket, scrambling on the run, making throws on the sideline. Like, I was like, man, Caleb Williams might be coming along. Like, that's one of the draft classes. We got these group of young QBs that are in this playoffs that are shaping out to be a great future look of what the NFL might look like,
Yeah, and I think failure is probably the best teacher, right? Like you're gonna hopefully come back from that, right, and even better, move forward, man. Like I think, Caleb Williams really turned it around. Shout out to Ben Johnson because many were already labeling this young man as a bust, wrongfully so. Coaching matters in this league, and it's shown for sure.
Yeah, let's get a few comments in before we carry on, with a little love here. We got a little love coming in. We got Mahai Medlock coming in from the Oukast, and Victory Monday feels good despite the bow injury. I still got hope. We'll get into that, of course, but yes, Victory Monday is always a good day. We got Bronco Libre in the house. What's happening, bros? What's up, Libre? That's the homie. Make sure you watch the shows on Wednesdays and Fridays. Check out the tailgate if you're down there in C10. He's a humble, loving dude and great member of the network. We got Jay Weaver with the new profile pic. Oh, look at him. Bad Boy Studio in the house. And he says, oh my God, it's the bros. J.K. Dobbins is coming back to take his job from RJ. Cannot wait. We'll get into that as well. But thanks for being here. And he said, hey, Dante is the GOAT. Some love.
Shout out Jay Weaver.
Some love from Jay.
Appreciate that, Jay.
And he said, Crew Talk Crew Talk Sports, such a great follow. Absolutely, absolutely. We love us some Crew Talk Sports. Shy Vargas said, how do you feel about Stiddy? Stay tuned, Shy. We'll get into that. Tim Dog, other half of the Oukast, my brother. He said, halftime, missed field goal, 10-0. Man, I had a blast with that game, my brother. I think he's talking about the Indiana game.
Yeah.
Yeah, update on the Indiana game. Oh, and we got some trolling coming along.
Oh, we do. No.
Look at your three dorks sitting here without a QB. Love Chiefs Kingdom. Like Sean Payne said, watch out.
Watch out. Yeah. But thanks for tuning in.
Appreciate you being here, though. Much love. Like, share, and subscribe.
We welcome all fan bases, even if you want to bring some smoke. But just remember, smoke might go your way, too. It's a two-way barrel. I'm just saying.
Smoke is welcome, brother.
Yes. So, anyways, like, that was a good game, though, bro. Like, shout out to Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay. I kind of talked about, even on your show, Dante, like, I think McVay and Matthew Stafford, their experience is just going to be, it'll take over, right? And it'll be just too much for that Bears team. They're young, they're still trying to figure out things to themselves over there on that neck of the woods. But Patriots and Texans, this was fucking abysmal. Excuse my language, but it is what it is. I picked the Patriots in this game. I feel like they would get it done. I really didn't trust that Houston Texans offense, but damn, I didn't think it was going to be this big of a – I didn't think it was going to be a two-score game, honestly. I thought it'd be a little bit more closer than it actually was. I don't know, man. Walk us through your feelings with that game.
Yeah, this one was hard to watch because Stroud he played so bad. And the Texans defense is good. Don't get me wrong. They're a good defense, but when your quarterback plays that bad, there's nothing you can do. So I wanted to play the Patriots just because it's hard to beat a team twice like the Texans. I thought the Texans might be a scary matchup for us, but after watching that game, I was like, man, I'd love the Texans to come back and win this game because there's no shot we couldn't beat this team. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, that Patriots-Texans team is What about you, George? Give me your thoughts about that matchup. Did it live up to the hype or not?
It just reminded me, that quote, they are who we thought they were. And the Texans are who we thought they were. They are not them. CJ Stroud has a long way to go before he has that it factor. Dude, he fell apart in that game.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that deterred me the most was his attitude on the sideline. He looked sad. They cut to him and, quick little cuts to him, and he's sitting there like sad, pouty lip. Like, dude, that is not what I want my quarterback to look like when you're down in a chance to go in the AFC Championship.
No, not at all,
dude. So it was unfortunate, and their defense is solid. The defense, they're really good up front. I don't think their secondary is as good as ours.
No.
Stingley he gave up some plays. Stingley did get burned a few times. I can't really give him the booty catch. That was a freaking catch. The one-hander, absolute. You just got to get your hats off to him. He made a play. But at the end of the day, Patriots, they didn't look too impressive to me.
No,
they looked super impressive. CJ Stroud, 5 turnovers is absurd. We'll get to our game, of course, but, teams that turn the ball over 5 times in a playoff game, I highly doubt there's a statistical win that's ever come from that, I'd love to go back and look into it and see if there's ever been a team that turned the ball over 5 times in a playoff game and still win. That is atrocious. You hurt your team so much. Yeah, and I think they had a shot, right? If they don't make those mistakes.
I thought they were going to maybe bench Stroud. I was like, they have to do something here.
Davis Mills probably would have been.
Davis Mills in there, dude.
I know he
torched us a little bit.
That long win streak they had was with Mills, so
It was. they were looking a little better on offense too, if I'm being honest, right? The offense looked more fluid.
Once he got in rhythm, he was rolling, you know. And Davis Mills is a serviceable backup. He's
Yes.
You know, we had this discussion after we played him. Like everybody was surprised that he kind of lit us up, and I'm like, dude, that's a QB that's done it before, so can't be too surprised. So yeah, I am a little shocked. That's a good take, Dante. That they probably should have made a change.
Yeah, and when it's snowing like that, it's like, do you blame the weather? I don't think that was necessarily weather related. I think that was just Stroud making some bad decisions, and same with the turnovers. Caleb Williams had 3. Like you said, if you have 5 turnovers, 3 turnovers, you're not going to be winning these games. So these young quarterbacks with the turnovers, that's what's so great about Bo is he had that one. We'll get into that one pick, but he doesn't turn the ball over a lot, which is huge for a young quarterback.
Yeah, that's a valid point. That's something I want to touch on real quick. Like before we get into the Bills Broncos matchup, like looking at this, man, Drake May, despite maybe having a little better stats statistically, bro, like his quarterback rating was 20.8. CJ Stroud's was 21.1. Like they weren't that far off, right? Like in terms of the court QBR. But the passer rating, oh my God, it was night and day. But what I would say is despite the, winning by 2 scores, the Patriots offense really didn't put out too much more offensive stats than the Texans, if I'm being honest. It looked like a lot, but it was like they only ended up with 248 total yards, while Houston only ended up with 241, you guys. Like, that's crazy, right? So it goes to talk about the turnovers really played a big factor in this matchup.
Especially with all the field position they're getting. They couldn't score.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Took the words right out of their mouth. Yeah, I mean, you give them the ball on your freaking 39-yard line, what yards are they going to get? They're either going to get 39 yards or they're going to get like 20 and kick a field goal, right? And obviously they put 28. They scored 4 touchdowns. Like, they just had a better path for success that didn't make them have to do so much on offense, right? Drive the ball all the way down the field like we had to, right?
Right.
But I will say a little props to Drake May. He made some throws, dude. He made some throws that impressed me a lot. That throw to the touchdown to Diggs in between 2 defenders, that's a nice throw, So I'll give a little props to him for stepping up in a big moment in a big game and making a tight throw.
Yes.
But, they also, it was one where he didn't have a lot of pressure on him later in the game when Texans were probably feeling a little defeated.
Yeah, so now let's get into this, the biggest matchup of the weekend. I think it was the matchup of the weekend altogether, hands down. It wasn't on prime time, but it should have been. And honestly, I don't think anybody really gave a damn because I think it was one of the most viewed games anyways throughout the weekend, right? Like just the shootout between Josh Allen and Bo Nix. And Bo Nix, I mean, this was really difficult, man. It's like despite getting a win, I mean, and it just speaks to the roller coaster, right, as Broncos fans, what we've really gone through throughout the season. But like Saturday night, you get the big win. You're feeling freaking good. I don't know if you've seen the movie Dante or George, Juana, man, where they're just cheering, but the wig's off, but that's how I felt, dude. The wig's off, and there's like, what's going on? Lo and behold, the big news. I mean, despite a big win, this win came at a heavy cost, and we lose our quarterback for the season. Bo Nix fractures a bone in his right ankle on the play where it was a quarterback design run. You should have used a running back in that moment, right? But ultimately, like it hurt, man, really hurt. And I feel like, but I liked what I saw out of Bo Nix, and the future is freaking bright in Denver. Like regardless, he outplayed Josh Allen. But Dante, since you're our guest, give us your thoughts about the game, and then of course George, and then I'll top it off with some things.
Yeah, incredible game. Definitely the game of the weekend. But I think like when we look back at Bronco games years to come, this is going to be like one of those playoff games that gets talked about because one, you mentioned Bo Nix did outplay Josh Allen, and not a lot of people had that on their bingo card. Everyone was saying before the game, Josh Allen's going to get his. We just got to do what we can to stop it and see if we can outscore. Well, Bo Nix, statistically, eye test, everything you want to say, he did play better than Josh Allen with, the 5 Allen had 4 turnovers. You can't do that. The crowd was rocking. The home field advantage was definitely there. That you saw from the very beginning, the altitude, the short week for the Bills, everything lined up perfect for the Broncos. And there's definitely some things they can clean up, but there's a lot of things they did good. I'd like to see the defense maybe a few more stops and kind of those long gash run plays that the Bills had. There's too many of those. So there's some things we can build on for sure, but there was a lot to be hopeful for out of Bo. And, like our run game was not very good. Bo had 12 rushes. He was our leading rusher, which is not really something you hope for. So we lost our leading rusher and passer all at once.
Yeah, we did. That's hard to achieve, and get over that hump, right?
Yeah.
But what about you, George?
Dude, I just feel like it was the epitome of proving yourself. Bo Nix had his moment to show everybody why Sean Payton drafted him as the 6th quarterback taken in that draft, at 12 overall. Took the time to push Russell Wilson out and make the moves he did and choose Bo to even start over Stidham, right? A guy that was already been in the system. And all the question marks, no matter how many comeback wins we had this year, nobody Bo leaves, except for Broncos fans, as diehards. But across the media, there was not a whole lot of faith in Bo Nix and the Broncos to get it done. We look lethargic. We're not going to be able to move the ball or put up points. And Bo Nix went out there and literally shattered everybody's dreams of us failing and proved everybody wrong that he's going to be talked about as a more top-tier quarterback now, going toe-to-toe and making the better throws, I would say. And, potentially because of our better scheme, Sean finally opened it up. We had that play before the half to little Jordan Humphrey, the throwback across the field. Beautiful ball. Like, you got to have an arm to do that. But you also have to have a setup. Great job by the O-line. I just think we came a little more prepared. And Buffalo, obviously, I don't think underestimated us. But I think early on they didn't think that we would be as electric as we could sustain. So it was a huge win to see us thriving and see our quarterback, our franchise QB, taking those strides, and then kind of just have the rug pulled out right from under you as soon as it happens. Right? They hand you the ticket to the next game, and you're like, just kidding, backup's coming. But I would even touch on that. I'm not discouraged. I think we'll get into that topic. But overall, great win and great for Broncos country. We finally proved that, we won a playoff game. We made the playoffs last year. We've progressed so far every season since Sean and Bo have, Sean came essentially. And, we had 10 wins last year, 14 this year, a playoff win, not a playoff exit. We got our revenge against the Bills. And let's go. We got our chance to go make some crazy history potentially.
Man, and
don't forget it. Like Dante said, that home field advantage was real. That was for me, that was as loud as the AFC Championship game before we went to the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
I love it.
Dude, it was loud. It was intense. It was beautiful. Beautiful thing to experience.
And one thing I want to touch on too, real quick, is like Bo Nix, bro, like threw for 279 yards against this Bills defense, the number 1 pass defense in the NFL, who was only allowing like 156 yards per game. Bo Nix was able to, take advantage of this freaking passing defense, man. Like, that's crazy.
With
not to mention, And exactly. And not to mention, though, that we didn't have a run game. Bo Nix was our leading rusher, you guys. 29 rushing yards. Like, that's
Crazy.
tough. Like, I hope J.K. Dobbins, if we're going to get into that, but like, his ass needs to get here soon, because it's like, if we want to advance, we need to run the football, like, in a big way, because you can't have your quarterback leading in a playoff game. I mean, I guess it happened. You can. But is it the recipe for success all the time? I don't know. That's a hard pill to swallow. But I think what I want to ask you guys too is, this is the second off season where Bo Nix is having surgery, right? And he led the league with passing attempts with 612 pass attempts, while also trying to compensate for the run game. I think that's a heavy burden to ask your quarterback, and it's shown. I think this running game needs to be addressed in the off season. But also, do you feel like Sean Payton puts too much on Bo's plate, and he actually needs to take a hard look this offseason and get him help? Dante, how do you feel, bro?
We talked about this earlier in the season when Bo was kind of struggling about, like, is Sean putting too much on him and he's just trying to have him to think too much. But I think the thing I decided from all that was you got to do that, because that's how they're going to develop. You know, it's part of his development processes. Okay. And, you know, like, there's always that debate amongst Bronco fans of, well, we should have drafted Josh Allen. Well, Josh Allen wasn't the Josh Allen he is today his first 2 years either. So there's some growing pains on there. And honestly, Bo handles it a lot better than most quarterbacks would. But I think he wants it. I don't think he's going to shy away from it. He's a gamer. He's a competitor. So, I mean, I think he's happy to take off and run and, you know, take a hit, and then he gets up and he's looking back at the guy telling him, you know, is that all you got? So Bo, when he puts that helmet on, he's cocky a little bit, but not in like a bad way, in like a confident way. I like it. So
got that fire in his eyes for sure.
That's why Sean Payton drafted him. Was, yes, he's talented, but his mentals are what separated him. And like Drew Brees, he wasn't the most talented quarterback, but he's someone that can think fast and smart, and that's what Sean Payton wanted.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good take, Dante. I like that. That's a good way to look at it. You probably welcomes it. That's good.
Yeah.
What about you, George?
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I see it mostly as it's Sean's style of how he grooms his QBs. We saw it from the moment Bo started. He had the most passing attempts last year, I believe. Yeah. Like, I'm almost positive. You know, quote me on it or not, but he was up there. He was up there as a rookie, had one of the highest pass attempts in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw him into the fire, because how else are you going to develop other than to just get your mind into that formation set where you get to see every defense possible and then learn from it and continue to grow your game, you know? That's why he's been so good to be able to read some of those coverages, because he's been taking so many dropback snaps, and we don't have a great running game, that he's seeing so many coverages that he gets to see the same thing over and over. And that's why the legends are who they are. The Matt Staffords, the Peyton Mannings, the Tom Bradys, right? These guys did it for so long at such a high repetition, staying healthy enough to always play that many snaps. It's only going to benefit him. And unfortunately, yes, he's having to miss the end of the year, hopefully to be ready to go next year and survive a full season and see what he develops and learns with some rehab. But overall, Sean, I think, is going to continue his trend in the ways of his offense. He wants him to be a gunslinger and more of a pocket passer. And I think Bo's instincts just take him down the field. Even Saturday, he had 29 yards rushing. You know, it was not 12 attempts for 56 yards, right? He had 29 yards. That tells you a lot if you watch a lot of football, if you understand. He's running for 2-yard first downs. He's running for 4-yard first downs, getting out of bounds, being smart, savvy with the ball, making sure he doesn't turn it over and keep drives alive. That's the reason we won all the games we have in all our comebacks, keeping the drive alive, just getting first downs. We haven't seen that in 10 years. 9 years since, a little bit of last year, right? But that's what we've been missing for so long, is leading the league in 3 and outs, just not being able to sustain a drive, build some momentum, take a deep shot. There you go. You get a pass interference. You're on the 15-yard line. Here you go. Field position, like Dante referred to earlier, field position's everything in the NFL. If you can control it, you're going to win majority of those games if you don't make mistakes.
Yeah. No, you guys make some really valid points. I mean, it makes me think out of the box. That's why I like kind of having this kind of discussion, right? Like, because you get different takes. I just feel like at times maybe Sean Payton can do situationally, he could do things a little different. Like one of the things that I just made, it was you could have a running back run the football versus Bo, like a quarterback design run, right? Like
that should have never been called.
Exactly.
Never called that. Why are we running QB sweeps when you're in field goal range? Go ahead. How do you feel about that?
They ran that same play at least once, if not twice, earlier in the game too. So it's easy to Monday morning quarterback and say, "Oh, why are we running our quarterback?" But we just talked about how we couldn't get any yards rushing and
trying something else.
Will Lutz is good, but you want to get every yard you can for him because we're still a little bit ways out. So I don't know. The thing I was a little bit disappointed when was all the screens. But then again, I think about it's because we couldn't run the ball, so we're trying to manufacture that with some
as a supplement, kind of.
Slow down their pass rush a little too, right? Because when you can't run the ball, then you can start sending the heat. That's where we thrive. We start to slow teams down in the run game.
Whole second half, the Bills were blitzing hard. Almost every play they're blitzing.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
They were daring us to beat them with the throw, and Bo Nix.
Oh, freaking diced and sliced and throwing dots.
He took advantage.
Yeah. And Bo Nix leads the NFL now with touchdown passes with 20-plus air yards or more in the NFL with 19. Check this out, mother. Check down what? Bo Nix ain't no damn check down quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. Leads the NFL by himself with 19 touchdown passes with 20 yards or more.
He'll take a check down as far as good. He doesn't take a sack. He'd rather check it down than take a sack. But if it's there, he's throwing it. He's throwing it deep.
His IQ is shown. It's shown immensely over the year. Over the year, he's shown that in the tight moments, he's making the right decision 90% of the time.
You know who else took checkdowns was Brady and Manning and all these good quarterbacks.
Because we can dunk offense, baby. That leads to big plays.
Yep.
I think Peyton Manning.
It's a forgotten art, I in this high, fast-paced, intense era of football that we're seeing. It's super high scoring. You're seeing a lot of high scoring games, more so than we did back in, I would say, even 10, 15 years ago. True. Where you saw a lot more of methodical driving the ball. Let's take what defense always gives us instead of like, let's come up with a play that's going to make something big happen, or we're just going to take a shot, right? Because that's what it is. Shots these days are out of control. Everybody's taking deep shots. Every game I watched this weekend there wasn't a drive or every other drive somebody's going to do a play action, throw a freaking prayer, and you either get a good shot at it or you get a pass interference.
Yep.
Oh, that's true.
It's literally what's been happening.
So for this game and on this show, Dante, George, and I like to give flowers. So we're gonna get into our segment and give some flowers to some of the players in this game. Go ahead, George. Let's get into that.
Oh, I will.
Let's go. Welcome to the Give Them Their Flowers segment where we give flowers, not game balls in this one. And
flowers, baby. I want Dante as our guest to be the first to give his flowers of this tremendous weekend that we got to witness. You were at the game?
Yep. I was at the game.
I was at the game as well. my voice if I'm a little raspy today. I'm still recovering.
That's who should get all the flowers is Broncos country for bringing it. It was like you said, it was loud, it was shaking. But I think the one player that stood out the most to me that I got to give some flowers to, maybe not the best game ever, but Alex Singleton, he was getting a lot of hate. He can't cover. He can't do this. Tell you what, he was the captain of that defense. He was making plays, doing what he could to contain Josh Allen. He had that nice forced fumble on James Cook, big hit. I just felt like every play Singleton was in there. So he's someone that, you know, maybe not the best game ever, but for all the hate he was getting, shout out to him.
I like that. That's a good one.
Absolutely. I'll just say that's a great freaking flower to give because I've always been a huge Singleton lover. Like, he gets so much hate and he's so underrated. He led our team in tackles for like 4 years straight. And then after everything he went through this year too, right? Like he ended up having to take a random drug test and finds out he has cancer.
Yeah.
Comes back and makes one of the biggest plays in one of the game that we played. And then comes in and in the playoffs just put the freaking hit stick on James Cook, dude. Like
he did. That swung the momentum for the game too, honestly. Because in that moment they were driving, it would have been potentially 14-3, and we're like, here we go again, right? If and he had just missed a play. He missed an assignment on Josh Allen. You guys want to talk about him underrated? He missed an assignment though, getting Josh Allen's took the wrong angle, right? And Josh went this way.
And he made up for it. Immediately made up for it.
He had 14 tackles, led the team, 11 solo, and he was even covering Knox a lot, which Knox is a really good tight end. So
he is a good
that's a tough matchup, and that's definitely everyone knows that's his weakness is pass coverage. And he held his own.
He did hold his own. Props to him. He had 14 tackles in the damn game. God,
11 solo, bro. 11 solo.
Damn.
That's the big number. 11 solo. That's the big number. That's nice. That's
I like
great.
that. I like
what about
Alex.
you? What about you, Dak? Who are you giving flowers to this week?
You know, if I'm being honest, we don't win this game. And early in the game, we suffered injuries to this particular position. Wide receivers. We lost Pat Bryant. We lost my boy Troy Franklin. Marvin Mims Jr. balled the fuck out. Let's go, baby.
Boomer. Let's go, baby.
93 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, which that touchdown that he got. Yeah, 8 receptions. This guy, man, like, I don't know, man. It's just like we need to get him involved more in this offense. We need to get him more involved in this offense. And to talk about Marvin Mims, that route that he ran to take the lead. It was like a double move or something that Sean Payton was talking about, and kind of like how Patrick Surtain was getting burned by Marvin Mims in practice, and was like, well, shit.
Little stutter fade.
Yeah, it was nice. That stutter fade was, oh my God. Just Bo couldn't have placed it in a better spot either, right? But like, anyways, to my point is like, Sean Payton's like, well, if Marvin Mims is burning freaking the best corner in the NFL in the world, I guess.
Keep that
against any corner
in the pocketbook.
Yes, and he installed that shit in this offense. Boom, recipe right there, man. That was amazing. Shout out to Marvin Mims, though.
Wow, very nice.
Did you see that play where he lined up as he was lined up in the backfield as the running back, and then came out?
Yes.
That's the best part of Mims is he can move all over. I mean, he's
a gadget.
Dude, that great game by Mims. He was our leading receiver.
Yeah, 100%. No, I 100% agree. And like, besides being like, a semi-biased, like in reality, his skill set is so unique. It hurts me to see Sean. He hurts himself, right? Because he falls in love with so many receivers that he forgot that he had Marvin Mims, who had the most receiving yards at the last 7 weeks of the season last year.
Yeah.
Like, if you incorporated him more this year, we could have had a lot more potential. But I don't, I understand his philosophies. He's building these guys. But the fact that Mims got the opportunity to they took him off special teams, they had to, which hurts semi, but you put him on offense and look what he did. Like you said, you put him out of the backfield. Even on the big third down, I think it was like 3rd and 4-ish. He caught like a 19-yard little in route, right? Like, dude, just the big playability. And like Dax burning, you get PS2 with a move. You got to keep that one in the pocketbook. And I think the smartest thing, I think it was that play. Didn't Tre'Davious White go out?
Yeah, the one play he was out for, and they had
he got hurt and left, and the backup corner came in for his first snap, and Sean started Marvin on the right side and motioned him, and then made the corner take one-on-one with Marvin Mims.
Yep.
And like the genius behind that, to be able to know you got their best corner is not on the field, and you just had Marvin Mims beat the best corner in the NFL on this play in practice. Run it. Like, dude, execution to a T.
Money, bro. Money all day on that one. George, why don't you give your flowers now? I think we got 2 guys out the way. What about you, bro?
Man, there's so many.
There's so many. We could go around again if we need to, but
all right, I think I'll give flowers, and then I'll give like honorable mention.
Okay.
My flowers are gonna go to Jaquan McMillan.
Let's go.
I think he's one of our most underrated cornerbacks, and I said it to start the year. You do not want to lose Jaquan McMillan. He is too valuable as a slot corner. He is one of the best in the game, I would say, in the slot. There's obviously some other competition. I can't say he's the best, but when the big plays need to happen, he makes big plays, dude. He makes big moments. He's always in good coverage, and it was an interception based upon the rules. It was an interception, and that is just such a. If we wouldn't talk about IQ, right? Because we have so much talent and IQ on our defense.
Yeah.
But for him to have the IQ to know. Like the play's not over, he's got a hand in there. He's got a hand in there. He's making sure that it's obvious and breaks it loose, before he can complete the catch. And that's just such a huge play. And let alone, he made great plays beyond that, throughout the game. In coverage, locking down, making some tackles, stepping up into the box. Just an overall solid player that I think his name gets a little left unheard of until he makes that big play. Because we talk about Riley, we talk about Surtain, we talk about even Jade because he's the first round pick, right?
Yeah.
But you give some love. So that was my flowers. Honorable mention goes to, obviously, our snubbed first-team All-Pro linebacker, Nick Benito.
Yeah.
Strip sack was probably the second loudest moment in that stadium. When he stripped Josh Allen and that ball hit the ground, the place blew up, dude. It was absolutely insane. And it probably would have been that way if anybody did it. Because it was Benito, I'm always going to give those flowers because he got snubbed dude. Or even a second teamer. I knew he had not as great end of his year, right? But overall, dude, this dude's a monster, and our whole unit up front, Zach Allen got choke slammed in the end zone, basically, which should have ended the game. But we don't talk about that, because we just get the job.
No, of course not. Of course not. It's so damn
it was freaking. I don't know how you missed that call. I'm sick of the Bills fans and the posts about the refs already.
Yeah.
There was plenty of calls in every game, all time, ever, and next week that will be missed.
Yeah.
But you just get the job done. You survive the calls. You get through it.
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta
Well-
give a honorable mention too. And I said I live here in Wyoming. How can I forget Frank Crum? The big man touchdown.
No, that was probably the
Yes,
loudest
that was
moment.
laughing
Maybe
my ass off
it
that I
was
love
three.
that.
Yeah,
Good.
who would have
That
thought
shit
the
was
best
sweet,
Wyoming
dude.
Cowboy would be Frank Crum, not Josh Allen?
73 is eligible.
Dude, that was one of my favorite moments. I think all of us, Broncos country could agree. That was the best freaking theme. And I don't know if you know the story behind it, but the Lions old OC was helping us. I think he
Johnny Morton?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
ran that play last year against Buffalo with their big old slow lineman. And he said, "Man, I got this athletic guy." And so that they ran it because they got the perfect formation for it. Again, the genius of Sean Payton. Like, that's just hilarious, though, for it to play out like that, They never saw it coming, but Frank Crum. Flowers to Frank Crum. That was freaking...
He ran like a 4.9, yeah.
Yeah, 4.8, 4.9, dude. That was freaking... Hey, it's always a better day when a lineman catches the touchdown.
Yeah,
right?
dude, it's amazing.
All love to the lineman, because everybody gets all the love, but you get your big boy a touchdown, now you're cooking.
Big boys need love too, bro. Big boys need love too. So, I'm hearing that it's that the Denver Broncos don't need to show up for this game. New England's already headed to Santa Clara for the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. No need to buy your tickets because apparently the New England's fucking tickets have been punched to the next game. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me tell you something.
The Denver Broncos players have other plans. And you know who else has another plan? Jared fucking Stidham. Let's go, baby. He's going to be doing his best Nick Foles impression come Sunday. And they're about to fuck around and find out in Denver who Jared Stidham is. They didn't forget that they drafted him in the 4th round with the Patriots. They didn't forget that they traded him to Oakland and he had his best game of his career, balling out 3 touchdown passes, 365 yards passing. This guy is special, bro. Sean Payton talks about how special he is and talked about kind of like, man, my quarterback too is capable of starting on a few other teams in the NFL. And he knows that too. Jared Stidham himself. But it's like, we call this show Mission Impossible because it's like it really feels like he's going to have to do the impossible, right? Upset the Patriots with the backup quarterback. I'm getting Brock Osweiler flashbacks. And then if you do that, you've got to potentially beat the juggernaut Seattle Seahawks or Rams or whatever in the Super Bowl to hoist the Lombardi. We're about to fucking find out if Mission Impossible can happen. Dante, where's your confidence level in Jared Stidham starting next week in a big game, in a big spot, big moments, baby?
I don't want to overreact and say like it's sky high, but at the same time, it's not like I'm not feeling down. I'm not like, oh, we're screwed. For example, the Vikings, when they had to put in Brosmer, you're like, oh my God, they got no chance. You know what I mean? Like, there's some quarterbacks out there that are like, oh, we're screwed. But
the fact that you know his name.
Yeah.
Good
just
shit,
because
dude.
that's how bad it was. That's how, I mean,
yeah.
He's Lions though, right? I mean,
yeah. Stidham's gonna come in there and he knows the system. And if you guys remember, Sean Payton was aggressive to sign him in free agency. It wasn't just like we'll take whoever. Yeah, I mean, it was like, no, we want you here. Even Sam Ehlinger, cool story with him is he got signed by the Colts this year, and he chose to stay on the Broncos practice squad rather than leaving because credit to Davis Webb. I think that's the thing, is that's why he's getting these head coaching interviews, is because he has these quarterbacks ready. And just as like he has Bo Nix ready, he's going to have Stidham ready. And Stidham's got some talent. I mean, there was talk when he came out, like he could be the number 1 quarterback taken that year when he went to the Patriots. So this is a guy that has talent. I think his big problem was he took a lot of sacks, which kind of has hurt him. But that's Sean Payton has been installing for the last 2 years, drilling not to take sacks. So if he could fix his biggest flaw, which is Sean Payton's number one priority, the arm talent's going to be there. And honestly, I mean, he might have a little bit of a stronger arm than Bo. So maybe we get some more deep balls, some Evan Ingram. Advantage there, advantage because Patriots haven't seen him. It's hard to game plan versus something you don't know what's coming. So yeah, it could be like a sneaky advantage almost. Obviously, we miss Bo, and I'd rather have Bo for sure. But hey, here we are. Let's roll.
Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. I'm fired up. What about you, George?
So I have a theory.
Okay, let me hear it, baby.
What if Sean Payton had his Joker all along?
Yeah.
And it was Stidham. He'd been holding this wild card, And I've been saying it. I've been talking about it with people. Everybody's been, oh, what's Stidham? And I'm like, look, you got to understand how Dante said Sean Payton wanted this guy. Now, he didn't just come into the situation where he has to have him like Russell Wilson. He wanted him to stay. He wanted him there. And he's had the chance to groom him for 3 years in his system. I was telling people he might have a bigger playbook than Bo Nix does. Even though Bo Nix is the starter, Jarrett Stidham might understand more of the playbook than Bo Nix does. He might understand a lot more of what Sean Payton wants to do in that system. And obviously not being on the field to perform it, but being in practice every day, going against top 3 defense. I obviously believe we have the best defense in the NFL, right? Maybe I'm biased. I don't see a better one. But regardless, a top 3 consensus defense that he has to go up against every single day in practice as the 2, right? He's going to go against the 1s at some point, give him some reps. He has been doing this for 3 years now. And no chances to start. 3 years, bro. 3 years of just soaking up knowledge. So you don't even know what you're coming into. And we don't even know, as fans, how much has he grown? How much has he grown as a quarterback? Because we all talk about IQ, right? As a quarterback, he does have great arm talent. But if your IQ is there, you can then put that onto the field and it slows the game down for you because you now understand exactly what is going to happen before you snap the ball. That's, again, the great quarterbacks that do it. Bo has been showing it. He's making these checks. I think Stidham's going to be making checks right off the bat. He's going to know exactly, oh, check. We're going to go here, kill, bam. And he's going to make these calls. And I think Sean trusts him to do that. So I don't think we should be panicking. And I didn't panic, really. I was more devastated that we don't get to watch our franchise quarterback in his second year go win a Super Bowl and, be cemented already in the second year, because I believe it was going to happen. There was just that magic, and it might just be that year where we still have that magic and we get it done, but I do believe we have a great shot to win this game. Obviously can't turn the ball over. That'll be the biggest name of the game. Turnovers are everything in this playoffs. Every game that we've watched, I think turnover differential team, the team that wins that has won the game.
And I think we got a good sample size. And I know it's base defenses really in preseason, but did you see freaking Jerry Stidham ball out in preseason? So much so that teams are like, hey, what do you want for this guy? And he easily could have been traded, right? And maybe we rock with Sam Allinger as our backup quarterback. But I think from what I heard, obviously we turned those trades down, right? And
right.
Bro, I feel like with George just talked about, like he knows this offense, a little more velocity, and on his throws than Bo Nix. He's a little bit taller than Bo by an inch, right? Maybe he doesn't necessarily have quite the mobility as Bo Nix does, of course, by any means, but he's still mobile enough to evade the pocket, get away from pressure, whatever. I really like our shot, dude. And you know what? I think just because the fans don't know, those freaking players in that locker room know what the hell they're getting, bro.
Yeah.
And just the vote of confidence And just like hearing these players, like they don't seem too damn worried at all that they don't have
No.
to rock a Bo Nix. Like they still feel good. They like their chances, and that's why I'm kind of saying like these Broncos players have other plans, ladies and gentlemen. Like everyone's already punched the ticket for the Patriots or what have you, but us, we have other plans, and we're gonna shock the world.
Yeah.
And dude, and you know what? This is like Stidham's biggest audition. You got quarterback needy teams like the Steelers. They need a damn quarterback. I'd rather take Jared Stidham than Aaron Rodgers, if I'm being honest. You got teams like maybe the Dolphins might need a change of scenery instead of Tua Tagovailoa. Maybe we can make a case for many teams. Maybe the Cardinals move off of Kyler Murray and want a quarterback, right? Like
maybe he follows Davis Webb wherever he goes. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah, and that's just it, man. So I feel like I like our chances, man. I don't know. We're gonna shock some teams for sure.
The way I look at it is,
people,
he's not going to do as bad as CJ Stroud did. You know what I mean? And
no,
the Texans were in that game despite everything Stroud was doing. So if you have the Denver defense is just as good as the Texans, so you'll be fine there. And then you get Stidham playing better than Stroud. We're right in that game. At home.
And here's the good thing too, like to point out is like people are so up in arms about this damn Patriots offense, but let's not forget that this offense was held to 16 points against the Chargers at home,
and they lost to the Raiders.
And they've lost to the
Raiders. Yeah. Yes, Dante, that's what I'm talking about. Sorry for the technical difficulty. My camera just
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
It's funny as shit, dude. Anyways, so yeah, they lost to the Raiders. Like they're just not these juggernauts that are coming. They're coming into Denver to play against this defense. And Mike Vrabel in his press conference today or whatever it was said that he believes that the Broncos are about the best defense that are about to face this season. So he has some damn respect for us too.
And he has a better matchup versus the Patriots defense than he does if we had to play Texans. So that Texans defense would be a tough matchup for your first start. Not that the Patriots defense isn't good. They're very good, but
and the only knock I have on New England's defense is they don't really create pressure a whole lot against our offensive line. And that's the thing too. I like our offensive line. Maybe they're not quite top tier like we think they are, right? But like they're still good enough. They're better than that fucking offensive line that the Texans
all game. Did Bo get sacked once?
No.
I don't think he did.
Going through it. Box score. Let's see.
Our line is much better than people.
No sacks.
Yeah, no sacks. And we lost our center like in the third or fourth quarter too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Third string
center.
So
I like our chances at home. So give me your score prediction. What do you think, bro? Dante, do you think we get it done, a game-winning field goal at home? What's going to happen, bro?
Yeah, I still got to dive into a little bit, but I feel pretty good. I definitely think the home field advantage is going to be huge. I don't know what the weather's looking like this week coming up, but I think Drake May is a good quarterback. But let's not forget, this is year 2 and going on the road into an environment like Mile High. Drake May is going to that's recipe for some turnovers. It's looking like 30 degrees, so about the same as last week. A little chilly.
45 and sunny, baby. 45 and sunny.
But I honestly think I'm not scared. And I think that it's the Broncos offense with JK back, hopefully, knock on wood, is going to be huge. RJ Harvey's great out on the quick passes and stuff like that. He's not the best between the tackles. We're missing that element for sure. But, man, I got the Stiddy fever. I feel like we can get it done. Maybe not as high scoring, but I still feel like we can put up 24, 27 points, and I think we can hold them to under 20, honestly.
Dude, I love that. I like that a lot. That's kind of where my heart's sitting at. Like, if we can get the mid-20s, maybe hold this New England team to 16, like the Chargers, or, something around that frame, low teens, like, we can win this football game. We could, and damn. let's be for real. Like the Buffalo Bills, we were outmatched against that O line. They're just freaking massive compared to the way we match up against them for our D line. That's
Yes.
why they beat our ass in the run game, right? Like, let's be real here.
And
Now,
the Patriots, sorry to cut you off, but the Patriots O line, they got that rookie at left tackle, Bonito's. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's a welcome to the NFL right there. He's about to
yes,
go up
it
a
is.
level. Will Anderson's
get
good. Bonito's
you get
better.
to play the AFC Championship against Nick Bonito, yeah, for sure. So I like our chances, bro. If I had to give a prediction, yeah, like I said, 20. I would give us 27. I would say 27-13 Denver.
Wow, yeah.
Because I feel like if Stidham doesn't create the turnovers, you're able to what the hell's going on with you? You're able to create like Stidham doesn't create the turnovers like the way freaking CJ Stroud, like we just talked about. We ain't gonna put up 5 turnovers. That'd be embarrassing. Like, it's a wrap then. But hopefully, if we got like say J.K. Dobbins, or maybe we can actually run the football with R.J. Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin if he doesn't come through those doors. Like, you're making life easier for your quarterback. So we'll find out. But George, give us your score prediction for this game.
Man, I think it's gonna be an interesting game. I think we will find ways to keep it safe, keep Stidham in the best position to have success. And I think we're gonna pull this one out, I really think we're gonna pull this one out. I'm thinking something like 26-23.
Oh, damn. You want me to have heart medication again. Okay. But I like it.
It's a big story. It wouldn't ride itself any better if it didn't end that way, Like, it's just the trend we've been on, and losing Bo doesn't necessarily change what kind of team we are. We just will have a different quarterback at the helm who may potentially be able to run it just as well in a different style.
Yeah. And isn't it just so fitting that we're the underdogs at home against the New England Patriots team, just like Brock Osweiler, the game you went to when his first start, we were underdogs at home against the Patriots. They were undefeated at that point in time, right?
At that time.
So imagine how great this would feel. Similar scenario, just of course different stakes are on the plate, of course.
Super Bowl
higher.
I think the Patriots are 0-4 in the playoffs in Denver. So
that's a good stat. Let's keep it to 0-5.
They do not fare well here, and I think and like you said, I think our players have some something for them, I think they hear the noise. I think they hear New England fans punching their ticket to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I think they see the odds makers getting us at 5.5 underdogs,
right?
Just because we lost Bo, and maybe that's a little nod on Bo, that's how special he was to us. But it's still disrespectful. We're the 1 seed. We got the best defense in the league left, and you better be cautious when you come into Denver.
Give me a score prediction real quick on the other matchup. Like, who do you? I think Seattle actually pulls it off, but Dante, tell me what you think, bro. Do you think Seattle gets the W, or
that's gonna be a good game
in Seattle
in the division? But I think it's gonna come down to, if it was in LA, I think the Rams could get it done. But I think because it's gonna be at home for the Seahawks, I think they get it done. If you want to compare.
That's so
how loud it is. Seattle's up there too. That's a loud stadium.
There. It's fucking loud.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a little bit of difference for the Rams. And the Bears are good, but I don't think the Bears are that good. So the Rams kind of played down to them, I think.
Ooh. And then like you alluded to, the elements were a big factor as well. Yeah. Kind of gave them a hand there. Talk to me, Montoya. What do you think, bro? Like, you're a Rams guy, right? Like, you think the Rams get it done with Matt Stafford?
And I think the Rams go into Lumen Field and upset Seattle. Sam Darnold, I think he has that game. He is who we thought he was. This Rams team is interesting. They, dude, this Rams team is interesting. They have a lot of talent across the board, dude.
I love the running backs talent.
Defensively, they
Oh,
get around that ball,
Hurts?
like you said, in the division, and I think Seattle beat them last. Late in the year.
Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah, Seattle got the last laugh, and overtime they went for 2 and got the W.
Hard to get another one, So to beat a team, I don't know if they swept them, but I think they split. But
it was 1-1.
For either team to beat each other twice is going to be a crazy matchup. But I think if it comes down to it, I'm going to roll with who I trust more, and I think I trust Matt Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, Kyron Williams, and Blake Corum. That duo, I think, is going to be pivotal, especially, everybody's overlooking, but that loss of Charbonnet is pretty huge. They've been using him a ton this year. He's been their power back. He's been their goal line back. He's caught passes for them. He's been great in pass protection. That's a bigger loss than a lot of people, I think, are looking at. When you have a two-headed monster at running back that can come in and both be extremely serviceable, you're looking at look at what happened when we lost RJ. We didn't even have the major two-headed monster, but when we lost JK and RJ had to take over. Imagine if we would have been able to keep them both and still let RJ go, and dude, that's building two-headed monsters. So I think they're going to feel a little bit, and I think the Rams are going to win in probably epic fashion, something ridiculous. I think it'll probably end up getting a little higher scoring, probably like a 27-31 game, maybe a 33-30 game, something like that, maybe like ours, But I got the Rams.
Well, give me the Seattle Seahawks, and just like Bo Nix, Sam Darnold's going to prove that he's grown as well as a quarterback. All these games are pivotal. Every game has mattered this season, and he gets the W at home. They're 2.5 favorites. I just looked, and I think they win this game by like 5 or 6. Honestly, by a touchdown, if I have to say, 26-20, at home. That defense is that I just seen what they did to San Francisco. Like, goddamn, despite injuries, like that's a defense is a problem too. But I think we're the best defense in the NFL. But guess we'll find out. But real quick before we close things out, we're about to
do some comments real quick.
Get
these last few comments up. We got Pops in the building. E-Dot. He said, "What's up, bros? Had a great time with my boy and T-Dog and Nacho." I think he means Libre, Nacho Libre, and his crew. Much love. What up, Dak?
What up, though? Love it. Thank you for coming in and supporting us.
Absolutely. Appreciate you being here always. D-Rock said, "What's up, dudes, in chat?"
What's up?
Tim Dog with the flowers to all the defense for all the turnovers.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We don't win that game without the defense creating turnovers. Shout out
Keys.
Kevin Keefe.
First team All-Pro.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Dante, great to see you on the network, my bro. Go Broncos. It's my brother Tim, part of the Oukast. Puck block TD for Indiana, 17-7. Mile High Medlock giving us an update. Okay. And that was just now. That was just now, so about a minute ago.
Cool. So usually before, even if this is your first time watching, ladies and gentlemen, George and I like to do a segment where it's called the 2-minute drill. We ask a question and we each give our end of the take, and to prove our case as to why or why not So this question for today that I like to introduce. Well, let me just get into it real quick. Welcome to the 2-minute drill, where yours truly created this segment. It's a banger, if I had to be honest. Let me toot my own horn just for a little bit. Sorry, Dante. Anyways, The question that I will have to this topic for this segment is, who gets a head coaching position out of the Denver Broncos coaching staff? Dante, batter up, baby. You're our guest. I'm going to add, since there's three of us, it's a trifecta. Instead of George and I usually get a minute. Damn, a minute feels like it's too long. We've gotten better at this. We each get 40 seconds. So you're going to have 40 seconds to prove or talk about as to who may or may not get a head coaching gig out of the Denver Broncos coaching staff. I'm going to add the timer. It gets excited when I add it. You know, it wants to do its thing. But 40 seconds. Give me the thumbs up and let me know who you believe will be the Broncos' next head coach.
All right. Yeah. Give me Davis Webb. I think he's going to get a head coaching position. I think Stidham's going to go out there and ball out. Teams are going to see that, and they're going to want that. I mean, when you get a winner, guy who used to play quarterback, that's the kind of guy you want in your locker room. Look what he's done with Bo. Look what he's done with everywhere he's been. I mean, big Davis Webb fan. I know he's young, but you got to take a risk on these young coaches and get them while you can. You don't want to miss out. So that's who I'm going with, Davis Webb.
I love it. I love it. Ooh, and you got time to spare. That was nice. What the hell's going on? It's just cracking out over there. Great take. I like that. I like that one.
Great. Yeah, love it. Love it.
Montoya, my brother from another mother. You're up. Give me the thumbs up or the middle finger. But anyways, let's go.
Full send.
Peace out, Maytown.
So in my heart, I really don't want any of them to get an opportunity to be head coaches, because we just need to keep our squad together and run it back. You know, maybe we win this one out and they win it out. But to answer the question, in my opinion, I really think Van Schos is probably going to be the next. He's going to get another opportunity just because of what he's been able to do and turn around this defense after losing 70-20. He's been nothing but up since then.
I like it. I like that one. That was a good one. That was a great one. All right. Reset me, George. I'm ready to rock now. I got fire for y'all. I hope you're enjoying this one. Let's blend blazing and get the fire trucks because I'm ready to come, baby. Let's go.
All right, man. Pause. What are you ready or what?
Let's fucking go. Are you ready? The Denver Broncos quarterbacks coach Davis Webb will get a head coaching job. Rightfully so. I think he could be potentially the head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, he's already proven that he could develop a quarterback in Bo Nix. The Raiders have the number 1 overall pick. I think if the Raiders are smart, they would turn to Davis Webb to become their head coach. And that he could prove Fernando Mendoza, develop him in that Raiders organization. If he has a plan and he has that he could prove that he can hire the right coaching staff, I believe that he can sway the organization that he could be the head coach. He needs it. He deserves
extra time, but it was a good take.
I know. I cheated on my own show. Goddamn.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Well, this was a lot of fun, man. Dante, I hope you enjoyed yourself. We appreciate you joining us, man. I know we were a little over, but this was lit, bro. We appreciate it. We got to run it back.
No better way to celebrate. And I hope we're celebrating again a week from now. And then we're talking Super Bowl.
Let's go.
You know? I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's not out of the question. Like Sean Payton said, all bets are still on. I actually placed my Broncos to win the Super Bowl bet this morning because the odds were so good because of the whole quarterback situation and everything. So I'm bought in. I put my money where my mouth's at. Let's go.
Oh, let's freaking go. I love that.
Let's go. Yeah,
I love it, baby. We like spicy stuff on this show.
We appreciate you coming on, doing all this with us and being a guest. And You've been great tonight, dude. Your takes are awesome, and you've been a lot of fun, man. You've been a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me, man. Yeah, fun.
Oh, 100%, 100%. You know,
Well, this
don't
was
mind Dak
fun.
over there, but
This was a lot of fun. Again, thank you, Dante. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching us and tuning in tonight on this Monday night. In case you didn't want to watch Indiana win. Anyways, this was fun. But first and foremost, have a good night. Even Broncos, bro.
hey, everybody, have a good night.
My salute.
Do you believe in Broncos, bro, when we hit that field? Orange and blue pride, it's our strength and our shield. Every win, every loss, we deal with the flow. Broncos bros on the mic, let the whole world know. So tune in tight as we break it down slow. Broncos bros forever, let the whole world know.